No, 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 no.
Where the fuck is everyone?
Welcome back! Surprise bitch.
What is she?
Tinted yellow.
I bet you thought you'd seen the last one. Anyways, welcome back to Battle of the Kylies. This is episode 4.
Quartro. Sorry, I was checking my video.
This is the amazing Sam of Kylie Language. So go subscribe to him. I look yellow
He
right
hasn't
now.
kicked me out yet. So yes, it's been a while. Probably like 2 weeks. It hasn't been like that long. But but we're back. We're not stopping it, as far as I know. So yeah, sorry to all you haters. That one person who always dislikes all the videos.
Oh, cough. Okay. Right.
Oh yes, that goes with our episode, which is about vocals.
So yes, today's episode is vocals, and we only have 9 albums left. That went so quickly. That's so weird, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because when I was getting ready to score them, I was like, oh wait, I can't include that one. Oh, I can't include that one. It was so weird, but yeah.
A recap on the ones that have been eliminated for y'all who decided to watch this episode first. Enjoy yourself. Kiss Me Once, and Light Years and Kylie are not here. They left the buildings. And now we are in 9 albums left. Winner of this week's challenge for vocals. And that belongs to Kylie Minogue, the album from 1994, which scored a score of 18.5 out of 20. So what did you give it and why?
I gave Kylie Minogue a 9 out of 10, which is very high, and a lot of people know, if they know me, they know that's my favorite, and it seems like I'm like giving it favoritism, which I try not to do, because there's albums that I love, but it's hurt to give them low scores sometimes, but I've had to. But this one, I mean, come on. This is definitely, without a doubt, a shadow of doubt, like her vocally best album.
Okay.
I've never heard anyone argue with that, and if they do, then I think they're a little bit crazy. But you have Confide in Me, especially like near the end of the song, that last note she does, where it goes like really high. Also, that was taken in one take, by the way. I read a story that she got out of a taxi, and she said, warm up the taxi while I'm gone. She went in, sang the song, and went back in the taxi. So that is like really good. I'm very proud of her for that. Surrender has some really good vocals. Where's the Feeling? Oh my gosh, I love near the end of the song where she does the anytime you want me to, I'll make you happy. It's gonna be hard for this episode because I'm not gonna be able to recreate anything, but some of you know what I'm referring to. Put Yourself in My Place has some really beautiful lyrics, especially near the end. Dangerous Game is like, I think probably one of her vocally best songs, just period. The way that one note she just belts out is just so, it gives me chills every time I hear it. Automatic Love's really good. Let me see here. Love is Waiting. That's it. Love is Waiting. That is also really good vocals. Honestly, but every song, even the ones I didn't mention, I just mentioned the ones that where she really is belting out, and yeah. So I would like to see some vocals like these again sometime soon, but I don't know. But yeah.
I'm pretty much just gonna agree with everything you said. Yeah, and Dangerous Game, oh my god, that note is everything. She does, I think, a belt on at least every single song on the album, I think, and I don't think she's done that since. And she was definitely taking very good care of her voice at this time. And I think she spaced out the recordings well because you could tell she recorded it in a period where her voice was at its peak. Oh, she recorded it. Her voice was at its best, and like you said, I hope she returns like this. I mean, she's still got a good voice now, but it's not the same as back then. But it's still good, better than most artists nowadays, anyway. So that's the tea on that. I
Yeah.
gave it a
Sorry.
9.5.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, carry on. I was gonna finish that.
No, you were gonna say your score though, so go ahead and say that.
Well, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. So that's
Oh
great.
wow, you actually get higher than me.
Yeah.
I thought I'd give a really high one. What I was gonna say was, I think the reason why she trained her voice so much was she was really, really, really annoyed. This was the period where she was really done with all the things of, oh, she's a singing budgie,
Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
she's a stupid pop star, she can't sing. And so I think she honestly has to do some really rigorous training because it doesn't sound like there's a lot of vocal editing on her voice. Like I honestly think she really, really trained for this album, and afterwards I think she stopped training. And we're not saying she's a bad singer, but there's no doubt I don't think I've never heard her sing like this
Yeah.
since then, like you said. So that's very disappointing. Do you have anything else to say about Kylie Minogue? Because I was actually gonna add something before we go on to the next one.
No, I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, I would like to give a shout out to We Can't Talk About. There's a few tracks that we can't talk about, so I'd like to give a shout out to the very first '87 version of Locomotion, which is kind of close to Kylie Minogue a little bit because I've never heard Kylie go that deep because Kylie has a
Oh
very
yeah.
naturally high voice, so hearing her go that deep is like amazing. I don't know what to say about that because that was before the training for KM94. I guess her voice kind of like went through stages, but I loved hearing those vocals again. That song is really good.
It's
Also, Bittersweet Goodbye is really beautiful.
yes.
And sorry, this doesn't have to do with vocals, but also we talked about lyrics yesterday or last episode. So thought I'd give a shout out to Things Can Only Get Better.
Oh
Just
yeah.
yeah, I never mentioned that. Sorry, we're not too structured, but anyways, that's all the things I wanted to add.
In second place, and this album deserves it so much. It's been kind of in the middle or just really underneath, like how it should be, throughout this whole competition, and it's really snapped this week. In second place is Let's Get to It with a score of 16.5 out of 20. So what did you give it and why?
I give Let's Get to It an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I actually originally was going to give this one a 7 out of 10 and Rhythm of Love an 8 out of 10, but I switched them because, yeah, her vocals are really good on her duet with Keith Washington, and I was really blown away by them. But give me just a little more time is, to me, like the standout. The vocals where she goes, "Baby, please, baby, baby," and then she does like that baby, but it's like really extended, and I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, her vocals are that part gives me chills. Like I love that part, and then the little I can't do them, but the voice clicks she does are just so iconic. I'm so glad she recreated that from the original. Too much of a good thing. I kind of hard to hear Kylie over all the backup singers, but of what I can hear, it's really good.
Yep.
Finer Feelings has some very beautiful lyrics.
Mhm.
Let's Get to It. It's not really a belt out track, but it has a lot of rhythm to it. Right Here, Right Now has some really good
Yep.
too. No World Without You is very beautiful. And yeah, so that is Let's Get to It.
Pretty much everything you said once again. I'll say I guess I like it like that. That one belt that she does, which is pretty much her only vocal take on that entire song. Yeah, it was worth it because it was amazing.
How did I forget about that?
Um, and she doesn't know In Live and Learn as well, where it's like home, but like she does it like really well, and yeah, that was great. This whole album was really good, and the vocals suited the style of each song definitely. So she did a great job on that, and I give it an 8.5 out of 20. Not 20, 10. Let's get to it. So it's finally got a high placement.
As it deserves.
Yeah. It really does deserve, because I was scared that it was going to get eliminated soon.
I know. I think there's quite a few albums that need to go first. Well, this was the album before Kylie Minogue, so this was probably during that era where she was training her voice. So that's probably why it's kind of in that same area. Because I don't know how long it takes to train voice. I'm not a singer, but we would expect to get to that level would take a long time. So she probably was training somewhat during this era.
Probably.
But PWL with her.
They were
Don't
like trying
say.
to stop
We'll just keep repeating I.
her.
Number 2. So you know.
In third place is FIFA with a score of 15.5 out of 20. So what did you give it and why?
Now, I gave Fever same score as Let's Get To It, an 8 out of 10. And some people might be surprised by this, because when you first think of this album, you don't think about it as being a vocally great album or lyrically great album. You think of it as being bop central, you play in the clubs, whatever. But her vocals in the very first track, More, are absolutely amazing. And I think you talked about that in another episode, especially near the end. And all the gasps and just the moans, I guess to say, are good, and also just her notes just in singing are really good. Give It To Me has we talked about this in another episode, but the Give It To Me I'm not gonna do it, but during the choruses, her vocals are really I don't know what's the word, gospel. No, I don't know. That's maybe the bad word, but there's a lot of sass to them, I guess. On the dance floor has that one part I really like where she says, "If you think you've got me," and she it's.
Oh yeah.
I think it's after the second verse it gets more intense the more she says it, and she sounds so angry. And then I love that one. And Burning Up has some very beautiful, not beautiful, but kind of the same as Give It To Me. Like I said, with the sassy vocals, I can't think of another word for it. Fragile is really beautiful. I was really shocked by it. I re-listened to this album and I was like, dang, it's got some good vocals. I've been missing it.
Yeah. I actually give it a low score than you, not that much. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Like you said, when you first think of it, you don't think of it as a vocal album. However, when you really pick it apart, there's some great moments. I just want to talk about Come Into My World. I always did not think that was her. I've never heard her voice so high pitched and soft like that. It's so weird. I've now heard her perform it live like that. I always hear her in her normal head kind of voice perform it like that. But it's a great song, and Fragile as well. That I don't know if it was her at the start, but the ooh thing, that is so nice. Yeah. Love Affair's pretty good too. I think that's also her doing that high note at the end where it's anywhere, but obviously the higher octave. But as time progresses, I can't sing in a higher octave anymore. So
darn you, puberty.
Yeah. And also with the soft voice, she does it and Can't Get You Out of My Head too, with the Set Me Free part, which is great. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Fever, really.
Yeah, sorry that I always talk. It always goes, I talk, then you talk, then I have to reiterate stuff I forgot. Can't Get You Out of My Head. I skipped that one, but I remember that's actually one of the ones that one of the vocals really impressed me. It was near the end where she says, what's that one part? There's that certain melody when she says, "Stay with me," or you know what I mean, it's not the la la la's. It's in that middle part. That's really beautiful, very lullaby-ish in a way. It has that repetitive nature to it. And Come Into My World, that's also beautiful. I love her vocals in that, so I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah.
In fourth place is Rhythm of Love with a score of 15 out of 20. So what did you give it and why?
I gave it a 7 out of 10. And yeah, this album, again, it just keeps on coming back to me, and I'm like, dang, I forgot how good this album is. I've actually I ranked all her albums just on my personal taste, and this album is kind of beaten some that used to be above it because it's really become one of my favorites. I mean, on Better the Devil You Know, literally that that first track. I mean, I think her vocals are so impressive on that track. The way there's a lot of emotion to her vocals in this album, the way she's it just has such a I don't know how to describe it. It's just so, I love how it feels. And on Step Back in Time, I really love the chorus of that. I really like her vocals. I don't know how to describe it. There's just a certain rhythm to it that really works really well. What do I have to do? I think there's some really good vocals. I like the love, like whenever she says love, it like it's like really like
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like more I don't know, higher, I guess. Things can only get better. I think it has some really good vocals. Count the days. Always by the time. I like that part where she. I was making fun of the PWL I's, but the I like I love her. I think that one actually might have been actually her. I'm not sure. It sounds really good though. But yeah, this is I think a really vocally great album and one that gets kind of looked over a lot.
Yeah. I would agree. I don't even remember how much I gave it. I think I gave it an 8. I think. Yeah. It's really good. The World Still Turns is like a part in it. I always feel like I always mention The World Still Turns. I don't know why. It's not even like my favorite off the album. It's just one that has some standout moments for me. But the now that I've part is good. Oh, I don't know what happened to the end of my voice there, but yeah, that part is good. Secrets, no one talks about that song, but it's the vocals suit the song, especially the verses. She sounds really good. And Shocked, her vocals have this like more aggressive kind of like I'm here kind of presence, and it really suits the song. Even in the kind of album version, which I don't prefer over the single version, but both work well. So that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, Shocked. I actually forgot about that. And The World Still Turns. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So Rhythm of Love is 4th place. In 5th place is our beloved Golden with a score of 14.5 out of 20. So what did you give it, and why?
I give it a little bit lower score. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Hang on, I gotta look because I'll forget stuff. Yeah, now this album is what we were talking about earlier, where kind of vocals have reached quite that certain level, but it's actually kind of what I said with Rhythm of Love, where like there's a lot of emotion, and really again that's mostly the thing is a lot of them sound very sad to them. Of course, this isn't a sad one, but Dancing, her vocals are really good. Stop Me From Falling. Oh, Golden. I love in Golden where that she does that like they think they call it spaghetti western, like that. You know, what are we? I'm not gonna do it, but like she does that with her voice, and I think that is so cool. I don't know if they edited it or not, but either way, it sounds beautiful. I love when she does those high notes. Sincerely Yours is so emotional, and considering it's about her fans, it just has such a personal level to it. Live a Little has I remember some really beautiful vocals. Shelby 68 and Radio On is Radio On is more chill. It's not a belt out ballad, but it's still a ballad that it hits your heartstrings really. Music's Too Sad Without You. Lost Without You, and Every Little Part of Me. To me, those are like the vocally standout ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I Let me just cut that apart.
Gosh,
Okay.
you gotta stop smoking all those cigarettes.
Oh my god,
We're
I can't.
joking.
So addictive. I think I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I didn't write down my scores on my computer, and I'm using my flashlight for my phone for my awful camera on my laptop. But yeah, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, and that's a bit high thinking about it. I maybe should have given it like a 7, but Raining Glitter, that gives me Fever kind of vibes again, with her like vocals. They're very suitable for like the bop kind of song. And In Love, the one I think, oh god, I'm not gonna sing it. When she says whatever you feel, it will always be real in love, like her voice sounds really like nice notes in Rolling, which I shaded that song the first episode, second episode. And I listened to it, and I was like, wait, I actually like this song. Why did I shade it? So now I'm like a complete idiot. But pretty much everything you said. Dancing has some great little moments. I think this was a great It was better than Kiss Me Once, because in Kiss Me Once her vocals sounded more, not nasally, because like she wasn't nasal, but she was a bit like more higher.
It wasn't that impressive, honestly. If
Yeah,
it was still around, it would be probably really low, I think.
yeah. But hearing Golden, yeah, it has some highlights, and in some of the songs it isn't the focus, and some of them it is a really good standout point. So it deserves its place at number 5, I think. 6 is the Holy Grail, Impossible Princess, with a score of 14 out of 20. So, what did you give it, Amway?
I gave it, I think, same score. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Now to me, Deconstruction era was like her era of proving herself. Kylie Minogue was prove myself with the vocals and prove I can be mature and all that stuff. Impossible Princess to me is not a vocally standout album. I didn't give it lower than 6 because I really like some of her vocals on Cowboy Style. They're very tribal, and the way she just like does like I don't want to call it yodeling, but it's like this like I get tribal. That's the best way I can use it.
Yeah.
Drunk has some really good vocals, but this is not a vocal album. This is a show off with my songwriting, show off with a darker tone. Yeah, but I actually do like in some kind of bliss that where she does the shit Maya, like it has like this grunge vibe to it. Like if she was this. Okay, this sounds like an insult to Kylie, but what's that one band that everyone hates? Crap. He was married to Avril Lavigne. What's that band everyone hates? And it's like a meme. Oh dang, what are they called? I don't remember, but it's like this like grungy sort of like vocals she gives, and I actually really like those. Did It Again is okay. Oh, Breathe has some really beautiful vocals.
Yeah.
But oh, and maybe I also maybe include through the years. And Love Takes Over Me. Oh well, shoot, sorry. I totally forgot about Dreams. That's also a very beautiful track. Maybe it is better than I thought. But yeah, to me, this is not a very vocally album. Not that her vocals are bad or anything. But yeah, I don't disagree with this standing. Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely deserves its place at number 6. I gave it an 8 because, like you said, the vocals aren't this highlight of the album. It's definitely the production, the lyrics, and her being different to what she normally does. Or what she was told, not told, but like what she was permanently does, basically. And I gave it an 8 rather than like an 8.5 or a 9 because I had to think of the songs that I thought had good lyrics, whereas like, on the other albums I was like, oh yeah, this, and this. Whereas Impossible Princess I was like, And Too Far I like her emotion, but like you can't really hear her vocals too much on the verses. You can kind of, can't. Cowboy Style, I love the yeah, like that just
Yeah.
makes me smile. And she sounds like really like, I don't want to say moany because that's like an insult kind of, but she's like, her like, after she says the word, she goes like, she does like a, for instance, I can't describe it, so I'll just have to like prove myself. It's like shut my eyes, like she does like a little like slide and back up, and it's like,
Yeah.
I love
It's kind of like folky. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's like the grunge kind of thing. And Love Takes Over Me is great. When she says "Hear Me Scream" and like she's like screaming it.
It is very emotional. Yeah.
Yeah. And her voice sounded nice on this album. It wasn't nothing like out of. It wasn't anything extraordinary, basically. So it was just like in the middle, kind of. But it's a good thing because she sounded good. So that's why I gave it. So yeah, number 6.
Yeah, I don't think that was this album's purpose. Some of these songs would sound weird if she was like doing KM94 style, like belt out. Like it's not that album, but that's okay. Still good vocals, but yeah.
7, Body Language, with a score of 13.5 out of 20. So what did you give it, Online?
Body Language. I think I gave this one 6 out of 10. Okay, I thought I give it lower. 6 out of 10. I think me and Lee actually both agree. We think her vocals are really good in this album, but some people are a little bit not positive, and they don't. They so I heard someone say like, I'm not gonna say where I heard it from, but someone's like, I don't like her vocals because they're not sexy. They're too little kiddish. Like, why is she singing like this? And I don't agree with that. I like her vocals. They are very high. There is like a, this may be a weird term, but like girlish tone to it. But I
Yeah.
like it. I think it's actually very unique for this album. It actually sounds a lot of times like she's out of breath, kind of, and it gives a kind of a sultry vibe, I guess. Slow has some really good vocals, I think. Especially the in the background, like when she does that really high note during the "Read My Body Language."
Oh yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that, especially if you hear the acapella version, it gives you chills. It's like, oh my gosh, this is like a siren singing to like kill someone, which is ironic because that a lot of people think "Confide in Me" sounds like that. Um, Red Blood Woman has some. Again, they're not. Well, maybe this isn't like belt out style good, but I still like it when she's like "Lecca lecca." It's a really cute way. I think her vocals on this album are cute. That's the way I describe them. So I like them, but I can see why some people might complain. Chocolate's really good. That's a very beautiful song. No, not After Dark. Loving Days. That's it. And You Make Me Feel. Yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, not the best, but not the worst. Again, kind of like Impulsive Princess, I guess.
Basically, her voice, it sounds more, I don't know, like not baby voice because she wasn't giving that. It was more mature.
If you're saying like Britney, I actually kind of agree with you in a way.
Yeah, like Britney in a way, because like especially on like Obsession, she's like, "Rise me up 1,000 times," and it's like, oh, you know, it's like, oh.
I would say like kind of like tardy, I guess. That's
Yeah.
a term that people use. Anyways, yeah, continue.
On Secret, Take Me Home, I'll Take You Home. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. That's like one of my favorite songs on the album. I got like such a
I
fake.
think this mixed up too. Did you say Secret and crap, Promises? Did you say that or?
Oh yeah, I like Promises as well. I said Obsession and Secret. But I love before she does like her rap. She's like, "Ow," and it's like, yeah. It's so like edgy kind of. And she sounds like really attitudey. And in Promises as well, yeah. She, again, like the more quieter kind of angelic in a way vocals, especially in the bridge. She's like, "Promises we still keep have gone," and I'm like, yes. And on So on Fire, she has like some really nice vocals that match the song. And the whoa, like the harmony she does for that is great. So that's all I have to say about Body Language, really.
Yeah, honestly, screw the haters. This is actually like a really vocally good album.
Into our bottom two. Bottom two for this episode are Aphrodite and X, if you didn't already notice. So, let's talk about X first, because it was the first one released. So, what do you think about X?
Yeah, X to me is really, it's kind of one of those weird ones. Hang on, sorry, I gotta get to it. Yeah, this is the thing you actually said about Kiss Me Once, and I hate to say this, but just being honest, her vocals in this album I think are really nasally, and I don't know why. I don't know if like these songs were not in the right tone for her or something, or if they need to change something. I don't know, because there's tracks like there's actually one moment I really like in Two Hearts where she goes, "I'm in love." Like she does like this.
That's my favorite part.
I literally live for that part. I think that's so like it's kind of funny, but it's also like really groovy. I love that part. That's actually my favorite part of literally a full song. Like a Drug is okay. In My Arms is really poppy. It's not meant to. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but it's not meant to show off, I guess. Sensitized is the one that has the beautiful vocals. Normal Rain, I think has some good vocals. But Stars is one of my favorite songs in the album, but not vocally. I actually do not like her vocals on it. Just being honest. I don't know. Just sometimes it's just I don't know. I think she needed to maybe do another take or maybe change the tone, because I've heard that happen sometimes with singers where like they need to change it so like it sounds better, I guess. And yeah, and then other than that, or the one I think actually has some really beautiful
Yeah.
vocals. But besides those, I'm looking through the track list, and none of them, the ones that aren't bad, are just not enticing, I guess to say. Like Cosmic is a ballad, and you think it would have some really beautiful vocals, but to me they're okay. It's not her best.
I agree.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on X. Yeah.
Um, yeah, X doesn't really have a oh my gosh, wow song in terms of vocals. It's more just oh my gosh, it's there. And like that's not shade, it's just true.
Yeah.
Same with body language, but I feel like now it was becoming her real voice kind of, especially like with the baby voice thing is kind of there, like the read my lips, I'm into you, and it's like very, it's just the pop. It's the pop. It was meant to be that, and she did it for a reason, obviously. Um, but there's nothing like outstanding. The two hearts thing, like you said, that's my favorite part of that whole song too. It's just I wish she sang the song like that, kind of deeper but more playful. Rather
And
than
kind
just,
of like it gives me like 50s, like I don't know a good way to put it, like movie star, like I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but or a rocker, I guess I should say, because
yeah.
even in the music video, she's like kind of like David Bowie glam rock style. Yeah, the whole track should have been kind of like in that style.
Yeah, and it's funny because Two Hearts to me is like, I think vocally, it could be one of the best songs on the album. In terms of like general, like it's not the best song on the album, but the vocals are good. Sensitized is great. I don't know if she recorded that song like first or last, but she should have kept with something like that. Let's think. All I See is alright too with the vocals.
Yeah,
It's just like what you said. It's like okay. There's nothing much to like talk about. Um, Same with Nudity, but her vocals on Nudity are more playful. I love when she's like, it's after the like bridge, and she's like, flashing with me, but she has like the me, and she's like me, and she like takes it like, right up, and it's so funny. It's like, I don't know if I think that's a good thing or not. I think it's a good thing. I enjoyed it.
wait, what track was that again?
Nudity.
Oh yeah, Nudity. That's actually the one we'll say is not good. Yeah, but yeah, no, I never listened to that song. I'll have to listen to it to listen to that part.
Other than that, X deserves it deserves to be in the bottom two.
Yeah.
So the second album in the bottom two is Aphrodite. So what do you think about that one, Mike?
Now Aphrodite, it's weird because it's like I wouldn't say it's as bad as X, but it's also not that impressive. Hang on. Sorry, I gotta look at it. The standouts to me are All the Lovers. That has some very beautiful, like Donna Summer, I Feel Love type vibes. Where it's just actually a lot of people compare it to I Believe in You, and I agree with that. Not in terms of just perfection, but also which I Believe in You is also beautifully amazing vocally. But All the Lovers has some really beautiful vocals. Kind of what I think I said with Can't Get You in My Head. It kind of like a lullaby, or maybe it's a bad term, but like that high pitched, and I don't know. I think it's really beautiful. Closer has some really, again with the high pitch, very beautiful. Illusion's really good. Cupid Boy. Cupid Boy is not a belt out, but it's kind of actually kind of like in the same vein, I guess, of like some kind of Bliss, where it's like more raw, more aggressive, more and can't be the feeling that you mentioned before. It has some really good vocals. Yeah, so I think it's a little bit better, but we've heard better from her. Even in the pop realm, like even Fever, it's a poppy album but has better vocals. Aphrodite to me is actually what people say with the production, where it's kind of samey. It's just kind of like it's middle of the road kind of in terms of vocals, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I would say everything you said. Get Out of My Way, it's kind of nice too. She sounds like really relaxing, like the what's the worst thing? Like it's just so like, it just rolls out like really well. And she does a high note actually after the bridge. She's like, "This is what'll happen if you ain't giving your girl what she needs." But like in the background, it's like I'm not gonna sing it because I can't sing it, but it's a high note and it's really good. And it really,
Actually, at the very end of the song, she does do that very high note. It's actually kind of more prominent. So
yeah.
I forgot about that.
And what song was it? Better Than Today. It's not a standout vocal track, but they're really like fun again in the song. Like that song should have been a hit on radio. I'm so sorry, but it literally should have been a hit
It
on
really
radio.
should. Honestly, every single Aphrodite single,
Yeah. Overall, it deserves to be in the bottom two just because it's nothing standout. It's just there, basically. But it does. It's still.
not, yeah, it's impressive, but not.
Yeah.
It's least amount of impressive, basically.
So, we really didn't need to talk about it that much because I think we already knew deep down before making the list what album was going home, which getting eliminated.
All I see is that X needs to go home. And this is not just in terms of vocals, this is also in terms of, like, every single episode we've done, it's consistently been at the bottom. I think also we did 2 episodes in one last time. And I think it was, like, near the bottom both times. Like, it's just... Yeah, I think it was fair. Aphrodite, although it's low here with vocals,
it's been high.
Has been better in other areas, and not only that, but it also is, even in vocals, still better. So even if we were just going by vocals, it still would have beaten it. So, so sorry, X, but you were not the one.
You'll have to get nudity outside, and you'll have to make some.
We were not wowed by your vocals.
Oh, people only have one heart now. We do not have 2 hearts. And you will no longer be in our arms. So.
No, we were not sensitized. You're free to go. Don't worry. Yeah, you can join. You know, all the men. They're having fun in there. They're probably beating up Jason Donovan right now. You never know.
Yeah, I'm listening to their own albums on their speakerphones. Like, you'll have a good time.
Arguing which one's the best. For next episode, we have both agreed that we are going to do relevance is going to be our next episode. So basically it's going to be like which album has, since its heyday, since back in the day, has it held up, basically. So some of the early stuff might need to watch out. You never know.
Yeah. So, this was vocals. Feel free to comment what you thought down below. I personally think it was alright. It was all correct. I don't know about you though. I think you agree.
No, yeah, 100%. I totally agree with this. I agree with how this whole series has been going. I think it's been really good.
Yeah. Every single decision has been justified and deservingly placed. Maybe not for everyone watching, but for us, yeah.
It's our show. Not yours.
But for the ones who aren't impressed, we see you, boo-boo, and we got your back. Because you might see more of one of them soon.
More? Oh.
More.
Yeah, so look forward to that.
Yes.
One of them will be relevant again.
Ooh.
But not so after we've already voted, but yeah.
So yeah, but thank you for watching. Stay tuned because we have twists. We have much more entertaining content to be seen for your viewing pleasure. So it's bye from me, Hatesley here. Go subscribe to Kylie Language. That's all I have to say.
And we'll see ya. I'm not gonna dab. I was so close to dabbing. Cut that out. I'm not gonna dab. Eat. But I'm not gonna. I'll say yeet, but I will not dab.
Bye.